Please be aware this meeting is being recorded. When speaking, the desktop microphone button must be depressed. This ensures that your comments are recorded in their entire context. The recording becomes part of the public record along with written board minutes in accordance with state statute. But at this time, I don't think it's recording though. Oh, so we going now? Yeah, I can hear myself, so I can shut up. Roll call.
Bethune. Anthony Bohaty.
Here.
Jeff Bohaty.
Here.
Richard Bohaty.
Here.
Dickinson.
Here.
Grotz.
Here.
Houdersheldt.
Here.
Kuehner.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Nuss.
Here.
Otte.
Here.
Perry.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Siebert.
Here.
Stahly. Here. Weiss. Yates.
Here. I don't have any consideration for excuse absence for directors. So public comments, anyone may comment on any matter that is on this agenda. However, no board action will be taken until the following board meeting according to Nebraska Open Meeting Act unless the board declares it an emergency. Please hold comments on any listed item until it is considered. I'm going to limit comments on Synergen permit because that's done. We're not going backwards. And as far as the changes with the large water user, we've had a lot of discussion on that. And yes, the committee's working on that. So, but I'll take comments, but they're just make them short. So is there anyone that wants to comment on anything? Do you have some? Okay. I'll take her a mic maybe, or, yeah. Yeah, but she signed in already. Wait.
Okay.
There we
sorry.
go.
I have attended numerous meetings over the last few months, and I have been amazed at the seeming indifference some of you have regarding water issues. I have asked myself how this can be possible when you're sitting on a board which claims to protect our resources. I have come up with only one conclusion. You have lived your life in Nebraska and have had access to all the water you could possibly want for your entire lives. That fact makes it hard for you to value water. I would like to share with you what it's like to live with a very limited amount of water. I grew up on a farm in Northwest Kansas during the 50s and 60s. The water for our home, the garden, and the livestock was supplied by one windmill. That windmill pumped water into a vat, an auxiliary vat, and on into a large cement tank, which fed the livestock tanks. On calm days when the windmill was not pumping, we were limited to the water which was held in the vats. We realized every drop of water that came from the faucet was precious. There was never, even on windy days, any wasting of water. We did not run water down the drain till we got hot water for dishes. All that water was caught in a tea kettle. Then 2 inches of water went in the dish sink and 2 inches of water in the rinse sink. The toilet was flushed when it received solids at the end of the day and when we had company. Baths were once a week, more often in the summer, once again. It was 2 inches of water in the shortest bathtub I've ever seen, and we all 5 used the same bath water, starting with the cleanest first. Laundry was done once per week in a wringer washer and rinse tub. Every load went through the same water, and if the wind was not blowing, we had to wait to do laundry. Can you imagine how your family would react to using water in that way? Many of you apparently feel that the aquifer is there and it will always be there, but that is not true. Water is a finite resource. We're still enjoying a relatively full aquifer here. However, in west central Kansas, up to 1/5 of the irrigated farmland along a 100-mile swath of the aquifer has already gone dry. In some places in the Texas Panhandle, the water table has been drained. Vast stretches of Texas farmland lying over the aquifer no longer support irrigation. I am asking you to be proactive in protecting our water. Irrigators pump at the very most 90 to 100 days out of the year, and that would be an extremely dry year. But industry will pump every day of the year. Please work on how your rules need to be changed to protect us from large water users. You have been given the responsibility to protect our water, not just for the next 10 or 20 years. The decisions you make here will have an effect on the water table for the next 50 to 100 years and far beyond. I'm just asking you to make wise decisions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Iris. Is there anyone else at this time? Okay, but we'll move on. Adoption of agenda.
Move to adopt.
Second.
And any questions on it or comments? Roll call.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
yes,
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Weiss, Bethune,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, next thing, approval of minutes of the June 20th, 2024 Board of Directors meeting.
Move to approve as printed. Second.
Any changes, corrections? Roll call.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes,
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Abstain.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, Water and Regulations Committee report, Kendall.
The Water and Regulations Committee met Tuesday, July 11th, 2024 at 7:00 PM at the NRD office. Those who participated are listed below. Committee members: Jeff Bohaty, Dickinson, Grotz, Miller, Peterson, Stahly, myself, and Yates. Other staff, directors, and guests are also listed. Publication of legal notice of meeting. That was acknowledged that the legal notice of the committee meeting was published in the York News Times. Also advised that those present that the Open Meetings Act is posted at the entrance of the boardroom. Public comment: Tina Oswald read a letter prepared by Iris Bergen. Letter is attached to the committee packet. Action items: groundwater transfer authorization. Otte Land Incorporated. Adeline Otte owns 158.77 acres in the northwest quarter of section 1493, which is the source tract. Otte Land and Adeline Otte owns 76 acres in the southwest quarter of section 1193, which is the destination tract. Both tracts are in York County. This transfer fits within the groundwater transfer rules. The application is attached. Motion to approve the groundwater transfer T-125. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move. Second.
At the second. Grotz,
Yes. Any questions or comments on the transfer? Roger.
Are all the 158 acres listed as irrigated in the source tract?
It is certified as irrigated acres, yes. Yeah.
Is there any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
yes,
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item B, 4 aquifer quality well abandonment cost share assistance program applications were recommended for final payment totaling $2,706. The list is attached. Motion to make cost share payments for 4 well abandonments as reviewed by the committee at a cost of $2,706. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any question on these? Comments? Roll call.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson, or excuse me, Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item C, 11 new applications for chemigation cost share have been authorized. 24 have been reviewed by staff and are recommended for the final at a cost of $18,042.08. A list is attached. Motion to make cost share payments for 24 chemigation cost share assistance applications in the amount of $18,042.08. This motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and 1 abstain. And I so move. Second.
Any questions on these? Or comments? Yes, Matthew.
Is there a lot of newer ones coming in?
Yes, we
New-
have gotten quite a few. That was these 11 that we had, with the rainy weather. There's those that couldn't get their, side dress done, so now they're moving to chemigation to do that. So
So these are ones that haven't done it before?
right, the 11 are, and all of these are basically new ones that have never chemigated.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Yates,
Abstain.
Motion carried.
Item D, 2 invoices were received from Sergeant Irrigation for the drilling and installation of monitoring wells. The first invoice is for 3 wells constructed in Polk County for $37,920.60. The second is for 3 wells constructed in Fillmore County for $50,157. Sergeant retained 10% of the total cost, which will be due upon the completion of the protective covers at each well. Total invoiced amount was $88,077.60. Invoices are attached. Motion to pay Sergeant Irrigation for work completed on 2 monitoring well sites in the amount of $88,077.60. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions on this? Comments? Roll call.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Carried.
Item E, an invoice in the amount of $5,145 was received from Brown and Caldwell for staff preparation and attending the May 7th, 2024 Water and Regulations Committee meeting to go over the peer review of the large water user study and answer questions from the directors, staff, and constituents. Invoice is attached. Motion to pay Brown and Caldwell for preparation and attending the May 7th, 2024 Water and Regulations Committee meeting in the amount of $5,145. This motion carried 7 yes, 1 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
No.
Jeff,
No.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
No.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Carried 13-3.
Item F, an invoice was received in the amount of $5,689.19 for work completed in between May 1, 2024 and June 30, 2024. Reviewing the test hole logs and designing the monitoring wells in Polk and Fillmore counties. Invoice is attached. Motion to pay University of Nebraska Conservation and Survey for reviewing and designing the monitoring wells in Polk and Fillmore County in the amount of $5,689.19. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Questions on this or comments? Roll call.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
I guess.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item G, University of Nebraska Beto Zone Study. An invoice was received in the amount of $8,281.20 for the work completed between May 1st, 2024 and May 31st, 2024 on the ongoing Beto Zone in the district. Invoice is attached. Motion to pay University of Nebraska for work completed May 1st, 2024, between May 1st, 2024 and May 31st, 2024 in the amount of $8,281.20. This motion carried 7 yes, 1 no, and I so move.
Second.
Questions, comments?
I'll ask this question once every 3 months, or how close are we to the end of this project?
We are on year 4 of 5.
This next year will be 4.
Yeah.
And how many years do we have after that?
Yeah.
I believe it was a 5-year project.
I think it's 5 years.
Well, that's good to ask. Yeah. Seems like it's gone on a long time. Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
No.
Grotz, Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
No.
Yates,
Yes.
Carried 14-2.
Item H, Tri-City Meter submitted prices for doing the meter maintenance for the district's mechanical flow meters. The district mechanical meter maintenance is divided into 5 areas with approximately 2,000 meters serviced each year. This would be a 5-year agreement. Charges would be as follows. On-site meter service is $100 per meter location. Macrometer hydraulics gaskets. 4 inches are $36, 6-inch are $47, and 8-inch are $90. Canopy boots as needed are $46. There was considerable discussion regarding the $100 per meter service cost. Staff was asked to put numbers together for water staff to take over the meter maintenance program. Email is attached. You all do have what that would look like, and that sheet is this one. If you haven't looked at it yet, that would be the one that staff put together. Staff's, their estimated cost is $72.40 per meter is what their estimated cost is. I'll read the motion and then I will bring another item up. The motion is to accept Tri-City Meter quote to perform the district's mechanical meter maintenance for a 5-year cycle. This motion carried 5 yes, 3 no, and I so move.
Second.
Who
Okay.
seconded? Oh, okay. I,
You gonna ask for discussion?
yes, questions or comments, discussion, I think, Terry has some more
Yeah.
information to
We,
bring forward.
yeah. That, Monday morning, I got a call from, Sanderson Construction out of Aurora. About our program. They weren't on our mailing list. They're a newer company over there. In your packet, you should have a loose sheet here of what they would, do the meter maintenance for. And they just went with a flat rate on the gaskets. That's for whatever gasket that would be. It's not specified out. So, like I said, their site service would be $90 and $15.75 for the gaskets, and then $52.90 for the canopy boot. We don't have a lot of canopy boots replaced, just a very few actually need to be put on. So, and then probably maybe about 10% of them get gaskets that need to have the gasket actually replaced because the gasket's bad. So. Like I said, it's, and like I said, as far as the staff doing it here, I took what they did last year, their time, they worked 45 days, they did 1,961 meters. And so I just used that as the average, as what they did. Basically, they could, an individual can do probably about 12 meters a day on a really good day. And that'd be an 8-hour day. Then we'd also have our office staff time. Once we would be putting it into our beehive right in the field. But we'd still, once we do that, we like to look at it, have somebody look at it, make sure that everything is right there, something doesn't look off. And then I included in here, we're gonna have vehicle time. The gaskets, U-bolts, set screws, miscellaneous stuff, that's just pretty much a educated guess on what that would be per meter. I was involved in this when I was out at the Upper Republican many years ago, but so that I visited with a couple of districts that do service, and that kind of an idea. Equipment, there's always some additional equipment that we would need. Just to have, the impact wrench, that kind of thing, that for that grease, gun grease, those kind of miscellaneous things. So, and as far as the training part of it, we did talk to GPM, and they would be willing to spend a day with our staff, going over what they need to look for, how the maintenance needs to be done. So, like I said, we'd be looking at probably around 45 days at least to do the work. There would probably be some other things that the staff does. in the winter time as far as getting some, helping with getting other data in and mailings and stuff that could kind of cut into some of that time too, so. But that's kind of where it's at. It's not, like I said, it isn't impossible for the staff to do it. It may be with the addition of this and the data entry part of it. We do have that one secretary position that Dee Dee was in that we haven't refilled. That might be a possibility of refilling that because there is probably enough, there is enough work to keep that person busy throughout the whole year, so.
What was the name of the company there that,
It's Sanderson Construction.
okay. What do you know about them?
I don't know a lot about them. Like I said, right now they concentrate on grain bends and Ranky pivots I see, and in fact, when I talked to Brent, he was on his way out to a pivot somewhere had fallen over and they were headed out to work on it. So I don't know if anybody from over in Aurora know any more about them than that. So, they're more or less a pretty new company, I believe. I believe they're gonna be working out of the old, Suka, building there. So, or some, I don't know, that was the address that showed up on Facebook anyway, so. But I didn't.
Are they doing meters?
They are
For
not
another
doing
district at
meters.
this time?
Not at this time, they're not necessarily doing meters. I mean, they've done where they're setting up pivots, they've installed new meters, but haven't, as far as the servicing part of it, they would, be something that they would need to learn too, so.
I know a committee there, the committee, well, really won another quote, so that's what we got. Roger.
Well, run numbers, if we do 36 a day, it's gonna take 54 days, do 1,961 meters.
Well, and that's what I say that, yeah.
The other thing, I ran around to 7240 times 1,900. Then the secretary position for 65,000 comes up to 202,000.
Okay, thank you for that information. Any other questions or comments? We did have a motion on the floor, so. John,
I don't know. Bad. I've not heard anything bad about them, but I really don't know anything that they've done either, so. Sanderson's dad used to manage the Sukup outlet there before he retired. And I don't think they're going in the Sukup building.
Okay, well, that's just like I said, that's just
That's my
the
guess.
address that
That's my guess.
yeah,
but-
Facebook showed up, but
But like I say, I don't know anything negative about them.
They've done work for me. They do a great job. I think they bought an irrigation business. I know they bought an irrigation business in Central City. The Ranky dealership.
Okay.
Does anybody here think we should send this back to committee?
I do. Now that we have new information, I think it'd be okay if people had time to think about it.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion
I was just gonna ask if you wanted to do
to
that.
send it back to a committee. The water committee.
I would second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion to send the meter maintenance program back to committee. So, and that overrides this other motion that was made, so. With that, roll call. Yes. Yeah. If I could look quickly. Okay, roll call.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune. Yes. Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Item I, rules enforcement update. Other water users, there are 14 other water users who have not reported their 2023 usage. Letters of intent to issue a cease and desist order will be sent. Phase 2 and 3 reporting for the Hastings Management Area issuing of orders of cease and desist. It says 23, there's actually 15. I will read off the names. I have a list of who, there are quite a few people that got their stuff turned in between when we had the information for the water committee meeting and now. So I will read off the names as they are corrected. And I think I'm the only one with the corrected version, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Staff provided a list of 15 producers who have not complied with the Rule 5, Chapter 20, Paragraph 6 Annual Reporting Requirements. Staff has followed the steps outlined in the district's rules and regulations and issued a complaint violation and intent to issue an order of cease and desist. Those producers out of compliance are AF Farms, Mike Anderson, Charles Augustine, Dale Bannister, Christopher and Vivian Beckler, Greg Bolte, Scott Harmon, Christopher Howder, Amy Leonard, and Daniel Leonard. Levi Gorsh, Jordan Overturf, Adam Roth, Wes Roth, Gene A. Schultz, and Joanne Hofer, Robert Lyle Stearns, and Richard Urban. There have been 3 have existing cease and order desists: AF Farms, Christopher Beckler, and Scott Harmon for failing to report the 2022-2023 season. A list is attached. Motion to issue orders of cease and desist for all producers out of compliance with phase 2 and 3 and Hastings Management Area Rule 5, Chapter 20, Paragraph 6. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions or comments on this? Yes, Bill.
You're confident all these people know about this?
Yes.
Any other questions or comments? Roger.
The Mike Anderson, is that the one from up Ellis Hill? You know,
I'm not familiar with, no, I don't.
well, I just gonna say, he hasn't farmed the last couple of years. So that's why I'm wondering. He kind of had some problem. His brother's farming some of the ground and somebody else is farming the rest of it, but if that's the one from up there, he's not able to do this. So
And that's, I say, well, all we have is the owner, and so and they haven't contacted us and let us know if somebody else is actually operating the ground. Now,
Yeah.
we've reached out by phone to all of these people and either left messages or talked to them. That's where we've gotten some of these off of our list. So, yeah, they all. So
I just know that he hasn't been farming for the last couple of years at all, so.
And I'm trying to think where he would farm that's irrigated in the district, because most of his.
He had some just right west or east of the ball fields. In Osceola, they're about a half mile. He had an 80 there. I know he's got an 80 there.
Cause there's his brother's got, anyway, his brother farms, Kurt farms over there.
South of the ball field. There's an 80 to the east of the ball field, about a half mile that he farmed. I know they used to anyway.
Sure.
I said, we've actually, Valerie, she called every one of them and either left a message or or talk to them, so that's where we're at.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
and Yates.
Yes.
Item 3, it's come to the staff's attention, there's an order to cease and desist which needs to be lifted. It was not addressed at committee, so there will need to be a motion from the board to lift an order to cease and desist on Jason J. Bosta.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments on this?
That just be added on? Does that need to wait till the next month and handle it committee and then moved on?
It's usually as soon as they comply, we try to get those lifted right away and not keep putting it off. And basically it's just a signature from me. So I think that's and that's the reason you wanted to add.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, cause it actually should have been, actually a couple months ago, it got lost in the shuffle somehow and we found it here, and so it's like.
Okay. Okay, so we have a motion and a second to, with their lift, the cease and desist against Jason J. Bosta. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Discussion and no action items. There was no discussion or action on the large water user moratorium. Item K, the large water user discussion. Discussion continued about what possible changes need to be made to address large water users. Staff has put the suggested changes in a draft Rule 5, so the directors can see the suggestions in the rule form. The draft was provided to legal as a rough draft. Suggested changes to the draft. Move levels of large water users to the monitoring, increase monitoring as acre feet per year increases, permit fees to set in statutes, allocation for those without average based on percentage of like large water users. Look at rules to allow district to assist with the process of well interference, base spacing requirements on hydrologic study if needs to be different than current spacing requirements. Item L, Department of Natural Resources funding opportunity. Email was received outlining and funding opportunities through the department. Funds can be used to purchase transducers for real-time monitoring of ground levels. So that's something that at least being looked at by the committee. Well permit summary is attached, and you can take a look at that. Groundwater model update. Department of Natural Resources was contacted regarding updating the model files. The following is their response. Andy Pedley responded, I've spoken with Jesse and Nebraska DNR, and this is in agreement that it would be wise to update the model's land use data sets, and are thinking should wait until after 2024 data set are available, so won't have to repeat the process for the 2025 fully appropriated basin analysis. And additional information, staff informed the committee regarding a 2019 Dodge pickup slid off the road on July 1st and rolled on its side. No one was hurt, but they're working on the claim. $29,000 was added to the 2024-25 budget for just in case the vehicle is totaled. And that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you, Kendall. Okay, now we'll move on to the Projects and Programs Committee, the report. Richard.
Okay, Projects and Program Committee met last Thursday, July 11th, NRD office in York. Those present were committee members Bethune, Bohaty, myself, Houdersheldt, Kuehner, Nuss, Weiss, and Yates, other staff members, directors, and guests as listed below. Action item, land treatment program. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve payments of 2 completed land treatment projects with the total cost share of $6,230 and 1 completed NRD land treatment project with a total cost share of $6,268. The committee reviewed the land treatment program funding, and the motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Questions on this, comments? Roll call.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item B, hazard mitigation plan update and payment request. The second round of public meetings were held June 3rd at 2 p.m. in York, at 7 p.m. in Seward, and June 5th at 7 p.m. in Aurora. JEO Consulting Group submitted an invoice in the amount of $21,565 for work performed from May 18th to June 14th of 2024. The Nebraska Emergency Management Agency share is 75% or $16,173.75. The Upper Big Blue NRD, Hamilton County, Seward County, and York County will each pay 6.25% or $1,347.81. The Upper Big Blue NRD will invoice the other agencies quarterly. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve payment of $21,565 to JEO Consulting Group for work completed on the Upper Big Blue NRD multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan update from May 18th through June 24th of 2024. The motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item C, Smith Creek Recreational Area Update and Payment Request. Dostal Construction has completed the installation of the playground and only needs to finish the shingling on the picnic shelter Smith Creek Rec area. An invoice totaling $30,486 has been submitted for work completed on the picnic shelter and $31,780 for the completion of the playground. Staff approved an additional $936 for installing 2 bench pads on the playground and a short section of sidewalk from the shelter to the playground. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve partial payment of $30,486 to Dostal Construction for work completed on the installation of the Smith Creek picnic shelter. That motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second. Any questions, comments? Roll call.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yep.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Yates.
Yes.
Next motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve payment of 31,780 to Dosto Construction for work completed on the installation of the Smith Creek Playground. That motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Questions, comments? Roll call.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Carried.
Item D, Overland Trail Rec Area Update. Boom Concrete has delivered and completed the installation of the double vault restroom at Overland Trail. Staff is working with Dawson Electric in getting power to the restroom. Staff will issue requests for quotes for the concrete work, which will be completed with 2 ADA parking stalls and a sidewalk. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve payment of $42,339.50 to Boom Concrete for the delivery installation of the Boom Concrete double vault restroom with Chase. Motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item E, the NDEE grant application for agricultural hazardous materials. Staff has been discussing options for disposal of materials. The Four Corners Health Department has been awarded a grant for a household hazardous waste collection event. Staff would like to apply as an agricultural hazardous waste collection grant that would be included with the Four Corners Health Department's household hazardous waste collection event. The contractor for this event can handle both household chemicals and agricultural chemicals. The contractor would handle all the hazardous materials, and NRD staff would assist with details on the day of the collections. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD staff prepare a grant application for an agricultural hazardous materials collection event that would be completed in conjunction with the Four Corners Health Department's household hazardous waste collection event. That motion carried 6 yes, 2 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions or comments on this? Yes, Doug.
Have they set a date for that? For collection?
Not to my knowledge.
No.
Teresa.
So what counties would that include? Cause Four Corners is 4 counties. Is that just York County then, or for what we're applying for?
Yes, Four Corners is Butler, Polk, York, and Seward. The event would be held sometime in spring of 2025. And for this one, they do 2 events per year, Four Corners does. And so the one in spring is the one that we would be participating with them, and it would be Butler and Seward County. And if that went well and we wanted to do again the following time, we could do the other 2 counties. And then, go beyond that as well in the future. But this one that we're talking about now would be spring 25, and it would just be Polk and Seward counties. Yes, Butler, I'm sorry, Southern. Butler and Seward County.
Geez, you broke it.
Are you limiting to residents of those counties, or if I wanted to drive up there, could I bring something up there?
I think it's open.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Carried.
Discussion and no action items. Private dams program. The committee reviewed the private dams program funding. Staff discussed the possibility of including county road dams in the private dams program. These dams are the county's responsibility to maintain, but the dam is in the upstream landowner's name. Staff has discussed this with Seward County, but needed to check with the board to see if this could be included in the private dams program. Discussion of since the county road dams are the county's responsibility, they would not be included in the NRD's private dams program. Lake Hastings Water Quality Management Plan, Water Quality Model, the city of Hastings has agreed to cover all costs for the water quality model by JEO Consulting. This will eliminate the need for the amendment to be the agreement between the Upper Big Blue, the Little Blue, and the city of Hastings. The water quality model for Lake Hastings will be completed through a separate contract between the city of Hastings and JEO Consulting. The Upper Big Blue NRD staff will submit the final invoices to the Nebraska Department of Environment and Energy, the Little Blue NRD, city of Hastings, and the Lake Hastings Water Quality Management Plan. Additional information, extension of the Dark Island Trail. The August 23rd NRD board tour will include a stop at the Dark Island Trail. Staff discussions with Jason Buss led to interest in having the NRD participate in the Nebraska Game and Parks application for trail assistance for the 1 mile section of the trail south of Marquette. The other option would be to have the village of Marquette support this application. Committee decision included having the village of Marquette support this application. Shredder for skid steer. When reviewing the fiscal year draft budget, staff has listed funding for renting the shredder attachment for the skid steer. Drone enhancement, staff also added 25,000 to the consolidated budget for the purchase of an enhanced drone with additional capabilities. Land treatment program, other NRDs, the Nebraska Association of Resources District recently sent out a survey to all NRDs to see what practices each NRD offers cost share. The results from this survey were included in the committee handouts. A few neighboring NRD program offerings were also included in the committee's review. And that includes my report.
Thank you, Richard. Okay, so that we'll move on to the executive committee report. Bill?
The executive committee met at 7 p.m. on Thursday, July 18th, 2024, at the NRD office in York. Committee members present were Yates, Kuehner, Stahly, Dickinson, Bethune, Siebert, Bohaty, Miller, and Houdersheldt. Board Chair Yates acknowledged that we published the legal notice of the committee meeting on July 3rd, 2024 in the York News Times. Yates advised those present that the Open Meeting Act is posted by the entrance to the boardroom. Item A, Director's second quarter per diem and expenses. The executive committee reviewed the director's per diem and expenses for the past quarter. Totals for the second quarter directors per diem are $8,960 and expenses are $3,806.81. For a total expenditure of $12,766.81. Individuals' expense vouchers were available for review. Motion to approve payment for the second quarter 2024 per diem of $8,960 and expenses of $3,806.81. For a total of $12,766.81, and to publish these approved expenditures in the June 2024 financial report, except that each director who has per diem and or reimbursement of expenses included in such financial report abstain from voting for the approval of his or her own per diem and or expense reimbursement. Motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions on this? Comments? Roll call.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Carried.
Item B, NRD shared service salaries reimbursements. The Little Blue NRD, an invoice dated June 12th, 2024, totaling $20,021, $20,021.75 was received from the Little Blue NRD for the salary of the Adams and Clay County NRCS Secretary for work performed in the fiscal year 24. Motion to approve payment of $20,021.75 to the Little Blue NRD for the Adams and Clay Counties NRCS secretaries for the fiscal year 24 salary. The motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Did you get the second who made it? Yeah.
Sure did.
Okay. Well, there was, yeah, several of them over there. Any questions on this? Comments? Roll call.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Carried.
Item 2, the Lower Platte North NRD, an invoice dated June 27th, 2024, totaling $13,231.92 was received from the Lower Platte North NRD for the salary of the Polk County NRCS Secretary for work performed in fiscal year 24. Motion to approve payment of $13,231.92 to the Lower Platte North NRD for the Polk County NRCS Secretary's fiscal year 24 salary. The motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Roger.
That should be the Butler County, unless they move Polk County since last week or so. That's Butler County's
Oh, Butler
secretary, not
County.
Polk County.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions, comments, or corrections? Roll call.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item C, 414H contribution levels. At the June 10th, 2024 NARD board meeting, a mandatory increase on employee contribution from 5.5% to 6.5%, and employer contribution from 6% to 7%, effective January 1st, 2025, was approved. NARD board requests each district to pass the attached resolution. At the January Upper Big Blue NRD board meeting, this board concurred with a 1% increase for each the employee and the employer. Motion to support the NARD position of changing the 414H retirement plan, increasing the contribution by 1% for each of the employee and the employer, and to have this resolution signed and returned to the NARD office. The motion carried 6 yes, 1 no, and I so move.
Second.
Questions or comments on this? I know we talked about it, but all the NRDs have to approve this or it doesn't, or it's not a go, all 23 of them.
You have I don't think, everybody had them in their packet for the executive committee. I only put 3 of them out for. You want it read into. It's just a resolution that has the motion exactly what was read.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Kuehner,
No.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes, Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
No.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
No.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
That carried 13-3.
Item D, payment to Applied Connective Technologies. Two invoices dated July 19th, 2024, totaling $19,350.15 were received from Applied Connective Technologies for payment for the keyless entry system. Motion at the April 2024 board meeting authorizes purchase for a cost not to exceed $31,000. Motion to approve payment of $19,352.15 to Applied Connective Technologies for payment for the keyless entry system. The motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Any questions or comments? Is there anybody from staff that wants to comment? This is up and running.
It has been up and running since the last committee meeting. It's been very, very well received by staff. It's secure in the back doors. We do not open the back doors of this building except for a fob. The front doors unlock themselves at 8 o'clock, lock themselves at 12 o'clock, unlock themselves at 1 o'clock, and lock themselves back at 5 o'clock. Like I say, all the staff really enjoyed it. So, thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
That's the little fob, not the key fob. The-
Okay,
It's just like quarter size.
yeah, okay. Okay, well, thank you for that input. Does anybody have any comments? Roll call.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes, Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item E, consideration of loan services agreement with the Board of Regents of the University of Nebraska on behalf of the Nebraska Forest Service. An ongoing search is being conducted to fill our district forester position. No applications from the candidates with experience managing a tree planting program have been received. To ensure that our tree program will be successful next year, management is requesting that the Upper Big Blue NRD enter into a loan service agreement with the Board of Regents of the University of Nebraska on behalf of Nebraska Forest Service. Nebraska Forest Service would supply personnel for coordination, training, and participation in the planting of trees in our district. Draft copy of the agreement is attached to the report. Management is also requesting permission to continue to search for an additional member of our maintenance team. This additional staff member is needed to provide a succession plan for our future maintenance needs. Motion to approve management to enter into a loan service agreement with the Board of Regents of the University of Nebraska on behalf of the Nebraska Forest Service, and to allow management to continue to search for, and if possible, hire an additional member of our maintenance team. The motion carried 9 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Bill?
On the additional staff member, will that be temporary as they learn and then they will become?
It won't be a temporary position. That's actually defined different in our policy. It would be a full-time permanent position, but it would be, I would hire with the intentions of moving them up in the ranks from just a straight maintenance worker to
So then once that happens, if that happens, will that position then be voided?
It depends on workload. Right now, I anticipate it would be. We're currently doing the maintenance work this summer with just 3 maintenance workers. So if and when we have the 2 succession planned retirements, then we'd be down to 2, so we'd have to hire 1 more. But my plan is to have a 3-member maintenance crew.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item F, fiscal year 2024 budget. Discussion. Eichenberg recommended that the board approve the additional 1% restriction funds authority. The board will need to take action to approve the additional 1% restricted funds authority. An affirmative vote of 3/4 of the majority of those present and voting is required to pass. Motion to approve an increase in the total budgeted restricted funds authority by an additional 1%. The motion carried 6 yes, 3 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any questions or comments on that? So that means we'd have to have 12 yes. Yes,
Did-
Rod.
Did that motion didn't need 3/4 to get out of committee?
No,
Just at the
just
board.
3/4 to pass to the, from the full board.
Yeah.
And
Very
then, thank you.
Any other questions on this? Roll
And-
call.
Just a second, I
Oh,
got another
yes.
question quickly. Those funds, could they be used, I mean, it sounds like a kind of a special building fund for, in a school board, you know, they have those funds. Is this a comparable thing for an NRD?
If the NRD would need to go above the 2.5% cap we have currently right now, that's what the 1% would give them the ability to go to 3.5.
Was your question what that 1%
Would go for, or
can be used for?
Well, that would be the next question.
Oh,
What can that
okay.
1% be used for?
Special project or something, right?
it would have to be approved by the budget. And it would have to be something included in the budget. It couldn't just be an add-on.
Or the attic of our building? For example.
Well,
Yeah, but we need to take this by steps. You either gotta pass this 1% or turn it down so we can create the budget to go on, if that makes sense.
I guess my line of questioning is I wouldn't be inclined to vote yes on this unless we necessarily had a plan for the money, like it was building repairs or something like that.
Roger.
This gives us the option to use it. We aren't required to take the 1%. Yeah, it just gives us that option if we needed for something down the road.
Any other questions, comments? Roll call.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
No.
Siebert,
No.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
No.
Jeff,
No.
Richard,
No.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
No.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
No.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
That motion failed. 9-7.
Item 2, a draft of the fiscal year 25 consolidated budget was presented to the committee. Total tax asking in this draft is up 4.1% compared to the fiscal year 24 budget. Eichenberg provided a brief presentation outlining the budgeting process and rationale behind the proposed budget. Board discussed efforts to lower the tax asking. Several changes were made to this draft. When the changes were incorporated, the new draft has a 2.41 increase compared to the fiscal year 24 budget. The latest draft is attached. Motion to adopt the draft fiscal year 25 consolidated budget for the purpose of a public hearing. The motion carried, 9 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Richard.
Yes, Richard. Questions or comments on this? There we had quite a little discussion, you know, we cut out some things, like felt, you know. But we had some really good input, so. I thank the committee for that.
Dave, I thought you did a good job with cutting it down.
Thank you.
I know
It wasn't all, it wasn't only,
easy.
it wasn't only me, it was all the staff and, you know, we agreed to, take one for the team.
And I appreciate staff and in the committee's work. I wasn't able to be there that night. My kids were showing at county fair, and so I appreciate your work on that.
And the original amount was quite a little higher, and then the staff brought it down to that 4.1. And then the committee, you know, worked on it a little more and got it down a little bit more. So that's, for the ones that weren't there, that's, you know, sort of what happened. So, any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
No.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
No.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
No.
Otte,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
That carried 13-3.
Item 3, the dates for 2 public hearings need to be set so that the proper public notices can be published. In the past, public hearings have coincided with the August and September board meetings. The board will need to take action to schedule the fiscal year 25 budget hearing for 7 p.m. Thursday, August 15th, 2024, and the special public hearing for the fiscal year 2025 tax requests for 7 p.m. Thursday, September 19th, 2024. Regular monthly board meetings will also occur on these dates. Motion to schedule the fiscal year 25 budget hearing for 7 p.m. Thursday, August 15th, 2024, and the fiscal year 25 tax request hearing for 7 p.m. Thursday, September 19th, 2024. The motion carried, 9 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Questions on this? Roll call.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Carried.
The no action items, the public relations update, this year's tour is scheduled for August 23rd, 2024. There's a sign up sheet right over there before you leave. Please sign up and let Crystal know if you are going and if you are riding in a Upper Big Blue vehicle or driving yourself. Dave, personnel report.
If I could add one more thing to the tour, we have invited all our senators, our state senators to participate. We've had 2 affirmative at this point. So Merman. Yeah. We didn't, they could still be there. Okay.
Welcome to Christmas, they say, so.
Who's responded positive back?
Jana has come
Oh,
back
okay.
and Merman has come back, yes. Personnel report, we've already discussed the forester and maintenance department. We're still trying to fill that position. Caleb Fritz, last day was today. we have hired a person to replace him. We're waiting for the official response from that person before I announce who it is. Questions on personnel?
Right, you can see the investments. They're attached to the monthly financial statement. The NARD meet is July 30th. Is that right? July 30th with you?
That's the governor's,
Call?
yeah, on
Okay.
request.
You can see all the other upcoming events on your schedule there. The meeting adjourned at 9:05, and that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Okay, now we'll move on to financial statement and approval of bills to be paid.
In your package, you'll see our typical monthly fund summaries and the expensements for this year, or for this month. Staff will try and answer any questions that the board may have.
Crystal, your inserts to the blueprint, are they all about the same per piece?
Depending on the newspaper, it depends on how many. I mean, because some newspapers have a much greater circulation. So some of the newspapers, with the smaller circulation only charge us $80 for insert, where some of the bigger ones, it's $800.
So sewer is a lot bigger circulation than the rest of them.
No, Seward, they own the Milford Times, the Friends Sentinel. There's like 5 of them that are all under that Seward heading. So yeah, the 2 big ones are the York News Times and then the conglomerate that all the Seward papers are under. Mhm.
Right.
Motion to approve the financial statement.
If you want to pay the bill along with that.
Second.
I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but. Is there any other questions or comments on the bills or financial statement? Roll call.
Siebert,
Yes.
Stahly, yes. Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Grotz,
Yes.
Houdersheldt,
Yes.
Kuehner,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Nuss,
Yes.
Otte,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, the next thing, the NRCS report. We have a stranger here. And I thought maybe he would be in Washington by now working, but I didn't know. Take it away, Josh. It's been a while since you've been here. That's what.
It has. I've got a few things to cover that staff's working on right now, and then I'll update you on the transition back. Right now, our staff is currently working on getting our E-Quip contracts approved and completed and obligated. Nebraska requested and was approved additional funds for this year. So for this NRD, I can't tell you the total amount right off the top of my head, but I do know here in this NRD, it did help us out getting a couple of large contracts approved. So kind of late getting those funds. So we're working on getting those wrapped up, finished up. RCPP, same thing. Those applications are pretty much really similar to equip, so we're working really hard to get those wrapped up and all signed in. We do have a few producers. Most of our RCPPs are gonna be cover crops, and so we do have a few around that had wheat, so we're trying to get those wrapped up and approved so we can get those seeded, so. That's really an update for what we have going on for programs in our offices right now. Nicole was out west, had a couple meetings out there and so she wasn't able to make it tonight. She will still be here through next month. I hope to be back for the September meeting and be out at the NARD meeting. Plan is to have a new RCPP program manager in place August 12th. They're gonna keep me on just for a week or two for a transition. And then, well, probably a week or two, probably end up being about 3 weeks total from when she comes on. The first week she's back, there is a national training they're gonna send her to, so not much will be exchanged as far as handing it off that week. So 2 weeks after that, and then I plan on being back out here. Like I said, for sure by the NARD conference. Next week, we're going out to have a DC staff meeting out at Ord, so we'll be out there. I believe we'll be at the NRD out there for a meeting, so get updated on all sorts of stuff. But it's been a good experience being up there in the state office. You learn a lot. Know how much different it is, the information you're getting delivered to you from the national office and how that gets dispersed to us out here in the field. So it's been eye-opening. So any questions this evening? I promise to let Nicole come back at least for one more.
Okay. Okay. Okay, no questions for Josh? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, the NARD report, Paul.
Okay, just a note on the special legislative session, Dean sent out a message yesterday. And he included Pillins once again. And then he also attached our policy statements that we voted on in January. And we'll follow those as close as possible. If something else comes up that's not included in those, then the NARD members will be notified and they'll go from there. NARD or NRD annual conference in Kearney got scheduled here. I assume Nancy's gonna be the one to contact for that again. So we get hotel rooms for that if you're going.
Do you have a cutoff date, but when you would like?
The hotel rooms are what might be an issue,
Okay.
but, you know, you could let me know as soon as possible.
Okay.
I have a feeling, what's our deadline here for? Look here. Looks like they want them prior to September 3rd. As far as registration, but if you want a hotel room, it'd be nice to know sooner.
And there were some of our staff and past board members that were on the ballot for awards. I have not gotten notice that anybody won or not, so but just be aware of that. That's all I have unless somebody has a question.
Anybody have any questions for Paul? Okay. Okay, thank you, Paul. I just wanted to remind everybody, we're in August, September, October, we're gonna shoot for just having all the committee meetings one night. 5:30. No meal. Ouch, I know. So I just want to remind everybody on that, we'll give it a try and then see how it works. So, and as far as the order of the of the committee meetings, but in August will be water projects executive. We could change those around maybe, for the next month, but if somebody really. But right now, that's what we'll use, or, yeah. But of course, the deal with the legislature, that's, yeah. And I'm sure most of you heard they're the governor pilling, but he put a hold on the Perkins County project out there, I think. So. Yeah, quite a while back, I think he did that, or that's what I heard or read. I'm pretty sure it's right, so. I don't know, but you hear.
Wants to, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
There was,
Okay.
there was still some potential or potential bills dropped today that had to do with Perkins.
Okay,
So,
okay.
okay. Oh, no, Tom Riley is leaving Department of Natural Resources. I think September 1st, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty short term.
Okay.
I already went back to private industry, but I don't know.
That's what
Okay.
the news release says, that he's going back to private. I don't know if there's anything more underneath there that I don't know about. I have no idea, John.
Okay. I really don't have anything else. Does somebody have something they want to mention or bring up? As far
Lynn,
as directors?
since Jack said that, I mean, you probably all know, the staff knows that there's a new interim director at NDE that started, couple, 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Something like that.
One of his first days was on the job was at the Blue River Compact meeting. He was actually here last Friday, met with the leadership team here in this office, for 4.5 hours, 3.5 hours, excuse me, 3.5 hours. So we had a real good meeting with that. Quite a bit different than Director Macy was. I think we have potential to work with him, and make some things happen.
And I understand he does wish to, he's pursuing the full-time job.
Yeah, but anytime your name's out, interns after your name, it's kind of like you're gonna serve at the governor's, discretion.
Yeah.
And a bit of it, so I met him, I'm on the Environmental Quality Council within the department, and so he came out and met a bunch of us directors on our farms prior to, we had a council meeting in June, and so got a chance to meet the guy. He was the assistant to the adjutant of this National Guard or something like that in the state, and used to fly helicopters.
Still has helicopter, but they won't give him the state's helicopter flyer.
Yeah, he says he flies a desk now, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Does anybody have anything else? If not, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passed.